Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha.
Hello everyone, this is the Lama Live livestream event of Lama Sultrim Alione. I'm Drimé and I'm connecting with you from Warsaw, Poland. And please share in the chat where you are connecting from today. Say hello to us and to each other. And I'm happy to share that today's gathering will be led by our special guest, Nina Rao. Once again, Nina Rao is a seeker, chantress, and nature lover. She learned traditional chants, bhajans, from her grandfather in a village in South India when she was 9 years old. The chants quietly stayed with her until she rediscovered chanting with Krishna Das in New York in 1996. For many years, Nina has been Krishna Das' business manager and accompanies him on stage. In 2007, she recorded the track Nina Chalisa on Krishna Das' CD Flow of Grace. She has since recorded the albums Antarayami, Knower of All Hearts, and Anubhav. Nina regularly leads kirtan, workshops, and retreats in her hometown of Brooklyn, New York, and beyond. At the end of this event, you will have the opportunity to make an offering of dana in gratitude for our time together, and I will talk more about it closer to the end of our event. Before I turn it over to Nina, I'd like to share a few upcoming programs being held by Tārā Mandala and one extra special event. You will be able to find links to learn more about them in the chat shortly. Thank you all for sharing your love and appreciation for Lama Sultrim Alione during her birthday month. And now we look ahead to our November 5th event, celebrating a life of practice, Lama Sultrim's 75th birthday. During this celebration, we will journey through Lama Sultrim's remarkable life, sharing highlights and accomplishments, and the way they have inspired our Sangha spread across the world. Join us for this virtual Sangha gathering, a special tribute with interviews and memories shared by Jack Cornfield, Krishna Das, Victress Hitchcock, Robert Thurman, Sangye Kandro, and many, many more. You are most welcome to join us. It also warms our hearts to share with you the upcoming day-long virtual retreat, Sacred World, Navigating Life with Courage, Savvy, and Grace on Saturday, November 12th. Join Elizabeth Mathis Namgyel for an exploration of the sacred world informed by the foundational teachings of Buddha Dharma and the developing of our capacity to experience the world with depth, compassion, and courage. The second one, by diving deep into the body, we find that it already has what we need. Concentration, wisdom, compassion, kindness, and joy are waiting there. In the Wakeful Body virtual retreat with Lama Willa Blythe Baker, we will nurture and be nurtured by the natural wisdom of our bodies, connecting deeper with who we are and opening into a path of awakening that is available to all of us. Everyone is welcome. This retreat is happening in December. Without further ado, I pass the floor to Nina Rao. It's so wonderful to have you here with us again. Hello, Nina.
Namaste, namaskar, Tashi Dönjé, bonjour, whatever greeting that I can make, that I know. I'm really honored and happy to be here today, and being part of this celebration of Lama Tsultrim's 75th birthday month. I encourage you to join that celebration with all of her friends and peers, and it's always joyous. Lama has taught me so much over the years, sometimes through direct teaching, but also simply by being in her presence and reading her books, but also doing the practices that she shares with us. I'm honored to be here today and to share my practice with you, which essentially is chanting. But before we begin, I'd like to follow the structure of Buddhist practice, which I truly love, and I wish we had that in India in a certain way, which is that we are raising Bodhicitta, which is raising our awareness and sense of compassion for ourselves and for all beings everywhere, and our ability to connect with all beings and to create a greater understanding of everyone and everyone's suffering. And at the same time, offering back happiness, wishes for happiness and well-being to all beings everywhere. And praying that the merit of our practice will also benefit all beings everywhere. In my tradition, there is a Shanti Mantra for this, a prayer for peace for all beings. I will chant that for you now. Some of you may know it. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So thank you all for joining. I see you're from many places in the world, in Europe, Mexico, United States, and other places that I can't see, but I welcome you. I'm coming to you from upstate New York. And I'd like to mention the names of the people who have asked for special consideration for our prayers today. We have received prayer requests from Anna Ostrowska from Warsaw, Poland. Welcome. Linda Grandinetti from Santa Cruz, California. And Ali and Nalia from Orinda, California. This is what we received in advance, but please feel free to, if you'd like to put your names in the chat, that's fine for me. And as Drimé is indicating in the chat, for the next time, you can always send them in advance through that link in the chat that she's placed there. So in India, this season is a very festive season, particularly in the Hindu tradition. And it definitely falls during the month, this harvest season, and the coming of the dark season, the winter. And it starts actually with honoring our ancestors, which happens earlier on in September and October. And then it's followed with praises for the goddess in a celebration called Devi Navratri. Devi means goddess. Navratri means, Nav is 9, Ratri means night. And during these 9 nights and 10 days, people will take special care of their what they consume, eating a very pure diet, no alcohol, etc. And really try to get into a centered space for doing practice. And the practice during these days is specifically chanting of the 700 verses in praise of the goddess. And these 700 verses are called the Chandi Part or the Durga Saptashati. And Chandi is the name for the goddess, she who is the one who tears apart thought. And it's basically, she helps us find our middle way where we're not pulled in the directions of too much, too little, and to arrive here in this moment so that we can contemplate the greatness of Mother Earth, Devi, in all her forms, and also as the one who literally moves through us. She is Shakti, she's the one who moves us. And by invoking her presence and offering her praises, we're actually invoking that very same power within ourselves. She who is wisdom, she who is compassion, she who is wise, she who is generous, she who is clarity, so that we understand what's happening in our lives and we move through it in the best way possible. So this is how these prayers are activated, by invoking them in the goddess, and we invoke them in ourselves. But we also invite the goddess to give us her protection, to take us across the ocean of existence. So many things happen during these 700 verses. And at the end of the 9 nights and 10 days, the 10th day is called Vijaya Dashami, which is the day of victory, the 10th day of victory. And that is the celebrating our overcoming our negativities, which basically are whatever emotional, psychological challenges, as well as physical challenges, we are able to deal with in a way in which we can move forward in a good way, with a sense of peace and equanimity. So that's Vijayadashmi. Today is actually another lovely festival that's celebrated in India called Deepavali, or also Diwali. In India, it's probably the most widely celebrated festival, no matter what religion you might be, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Farsi, Buddhist, and also Hindu, and any other tradition you might come from. It's celebrated all through India as the New Year. And the origins of this are come from the story of the Ramayana, or the Ramcharitmanas, where the full story is the separation of Ram and Sita. The stuff that happens before, but the real story begins when Ram and Sita are separated. The two halves of the one being, the masculine and the feminine aspects of the one divine being, are separated due to a 10-headed demon named Ravana. And it is through the grace, the flow of grace of Hanuman, that these two beings come together again. And then they return to the kingdom of Ayodhya after being exiled in the forest for 13 years. And it's when they come back together and they come back to Ayodhya that all the lamps are lit on the pathway and they enter the kingdom. And so the tradition in India is to light lamps. It's beautiful. Every home will have oil lamps lit. There's also, fireworks and all that. But the traditional way of celebrating is lighting lamps. And what you're doing is you're inviting Sita, who is another form of Lakshmi, who is the goddess of abundance and welfare and well-being, into your home. And then the kingdom of Ayodhya that lives within your own heart. So we want to create that openness, that spaciousness inside of us to include and welcome all beings, other humans, people we know in our families, friends, outside our circle, people we might hear about in the news, and all beings that we might not have a conscious connection with, but they are a part of us and they stretch out into the universe. So what we'll do for the next while is just sing some mantras together, because these mantras are able to open our hearts and quiet our minds so that we can arrive into this space. Drimé will share the actual words of the mantras in the chat. And please, I will do this as call and response, and sometimes you just sing along with me. And though I can't hear you, listen to your own voice as if you're hearing another, and then they both will become one. It's the voice of your own heart. I'll start with some opening prayers from the Vedic chanting tradition. They are prayers to Ganapathi and Sarasvatī. And after that, the chant that we'll sing, Drimé will add these words, is Sarasvatī Shārade Devi. Okay? And I'll lead you through the words so you will be able to find your way. Let's start with 3 Oms together. Breathe. Connect with your breath. Ganana antva Ganapathi gum havamahe kavim kavinam upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam brahmanam brahmanaspata anashrinvannuti bhisida sadanam Mahaganapataye namaha Prano Devi Sarasvatī Vājebhirvājinīvati Dhīnāma Vitryavatu Ano Divo Brahatah Parvatāda Sarasvatī Yajata Gantu Yagyam Havan Devi Jujushana Gritachi Shagmano Vacha Mushati Shrinotu Vagdevye Namaha. Namastasye Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi 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 Namastasye 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 Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi Namastasye Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi Namastasye Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi Narayani Om Narayani Om Narayani Om Mata Narayani Om Narayani Om Narayani Om Mata. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Namastasya Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi Namastasya Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Mata Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Mata Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Mata Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Namastasya Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi 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 Namostastai Mata Sarasvatī Shārade Devi. May Goddess Sarasvatī continue to be the guardian of our thoughts and give us right speech through the compassionate, understanding, wise heart. Nice to see all your names here. So this next mantra is for Mahalakshmi. Lakshmi, as I said before, she's the goddess of auspiciousness and well-being. She's benevolent. And there's so many ways in which she gives us what we need. The phrases that we're going to sing now are Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi. So Siddhi means achievements or perfections. Buddhi is often used for the word intelligence, but it's intelligence with real understanding, which gives us the wisdom. Prade Devi, she who grants us this. Bhukti Mukti Pradayini. So Bhukti is all the fulfillment of all our so-called material or sensual or whatever desires we may have, material wealth, even just food, our basic needs. Bhukti. And then Mukti. She gives us freedom or liberation from our attachment to these desires. Mantra Murti. So Murti means form, mantras, mantras. These sound syllables that are transmissions of divinity. So she is mantra herself. Sada Devi, Mahalakshmi, great goddess Lakshmi. Namostute, we bow to you. Okay? So you can just chant these verses with me. You'll get it. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Try that with me. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Ready? Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namo Namaha. 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 Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namo Namaha. 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 Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Shri Mahalakshmi, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namo Namaha. 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 Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Shri Mahalakshmi, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namo Namaha. 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 Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Mahalakshmi Namostute. Om Shri Mahalakshmi. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namo Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namo Namaha. So recently, I had the good fortune of sitting with Garchen Rinpoche. It's a very beautiful Lama. And he sat with us when we chanted our style of chanting. And one of the things he said that really struck me and felt so valuable to share with you is, while we're chanting, we're noticing our thoughts coming and going, yes? But we're also chanting the mantra. Somehow we're able to do both things. And then we realize we've been caught up in our thoughts, and then we let go of our thoughts and we come back to the mantra again. And so in this process of chanting the mantras, we get involved in this practice. It's kind of a concentration practice in a certain way. And then, when the mantra stops and it's silent, his instruction for us at that moment is to remember the awakened beings. And in his case, he said, remember and invoke in your mind the beings of compassion, Chenrizig and Tārā, or both or one. So whoever that being is for you, remember in that moment of silence that there is a clear channel to that divine space, and reach out, call out silently by visualizing these beings. Drimé, let's do the mantra for Tārā 12, Tashi Dönjé Ma. So some years ago, I went to Tārā Mandala and spent time in the temple that Lama Tsultrim has so lovingly created with the help of these amazing sacred artists. And in that temple, it's a sort of a circular temple with Machik Lobdron as the main presiding deity. And as you walk around the periphery of the temple on the inside are the murtis, or the consecrated statues of the 21 Tāras. And there are 21 of them, and there are infinite forms of Tārā, actually. But these are the 21 that have a specific practice associated with them. And Lopön Chandra Easton is actually writing a book about this. And I think many of you might have been here last Sunday when she gave her presentation for Lama Live. And while I was there, I sat in front of each one of the Tāras in a meditative mode and noticed that there was a mantra associated with each one of the Tāras. And later, when I spent a lot of time with Chandra Easton, I recognized, I learned that she was writing a book on the 21 Tāras, and what her goal is to bring to life the 21 Tāras, yes, as these light beings, but also how they manifest in women who are doing work on this planet, beings and human beings, let's say. And one of the things we decided we would do, and we created this collective called 21 Tāras Collective, with the idea of setting all of these melodies, these mantras to melody, so that we can sing them in this way, because both Chandra and I love to chant and sing. And Genevieve Walker, our friend who plays violin, also has composed some melodies. So one of them is for Tārā 12. And this was a melody that came to me when I heard this mantra. And as Drimé has shared in the chat, you can see she has the qualities of Lakshmi as well, accomplishing auspiciousness, bringing about harmony and balance. These are qualities of Lakshmi as well. And we also invoke this Tārā, especially in climate change, crises, etc. So, whether it's wildfires or flooding or drought and so on. So she really felt very close to me, Tashi Dönjé Ma. So the mantra for this Tārā is Om Tare Tu Tare Ture. You can see that at the bottom. So her Sanskrit name is Tārā Mangalartha. Also Tashi Dönjé Ma, Drolma Tashi Dönjé Ma. And the mantra is Om Tare Tu Tare Ture. You've heard those words before in the regular 10-syllable Tārā mantra. But then when we're invoking these qualities of these 21 Tāras, there's some additional words that are added in there. So in this case, it's Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. And so Mangalam is auspiciousness. Shri is Shri, which is that feminine aspect, that Shakti, that manifestation of the one in movement, Shri. Maha is great. May she give us Pani, merit, Swaha. May it be so. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. She who is auspiciousness herself. Okay, so we'll chant this mantra, and at the end of it, we will chant the sort of Indian Hindu version of it, which is, Drimé is in the list there as the Mangalam mantra, Devi Mangalam. And she'll add that to the chat, and so you'll know what to chant. Okay. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Try that with me. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare tu re. 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 Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Mangalam. Om Tare tu re. Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare tu re. Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare tu re. Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om. Listen to your voice. Om Tare tu re. Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. 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 Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvatha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvatha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvatha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. So the words for this are very simple. Lama. Lama means our inner guru or enlightened teacher. It also, some people say, come from the great mother because it's Lama, as Ma as mother. And it's a very simple chant, Lama Chenno. Chenno means come to me. And Lama Chenno means come quickly, please come. So just sing along with me, okay? Lama Chenno, 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 Lama Chenno. Happy birthday, Lama Chenno. May the merit of our practice benefit all beings everywhere, including ourselves. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, everyone. So beautiful to be with you and share this practice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lama Sultram Allione, for allowing me, inviting me to be here and to share this space with your satsang and joining all satsangs together, all our sanghas. And thank you, Drimé, for hosting us today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, dear Nina. Thank you for your always meaningful presence, and warming up our hearts with your music brings so much ease and gentleness. Thank you most kindly. And thank you, dear community, for gathering here live or later to celebrate the joy of this presence and continuous learning. It's such a pleasure to simply be with you. And please be with us again next Sunday, October 30th, for an event with a guest teacher, Pali Ryan, when she will talk about suffering and relieving it, trauma and resolving it, combining wisdom from Buddhism and modern psychology and neuroscience. You are warmly invited if it's resonating with you. And now I'd like to remind you that you can make a dana offering in gratitude to Nina Rao for our time together today. And I hope you notice the PayPal link to the organization Saving Wild Tigers I posted in the chat just now. Saving Wild Tigers is a project run entirely by volunteers. And the practice of offering dana, which means generosity, is the traditional offering the student makes to the teacher as a symbol of appreciation and gratitude for the precious gift that has been given. And please remember, no amount is too small. Your donations go straight to the tiger. May we meet again and again on the path, and may all beings benefit everywhere. Thank you.
Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Mangalam Shri Mahapani Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re